Hey everybody, this is Angry Otter, and welcome to episode number 4 of Let's Review. Today we're going to cover The Sims Freeplay by EA. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So in The Sims Freeplay, you basically take control of several Sims within this little community. Basically the concept is that you have control over what they're doing, where they work, to some limited extent of what they're able to do. Now I will say that this is quite a large game as far as content available. That meaning you have both the communities, or the individual Sims houses themselves, plus you have the community. In the video here, we're going to show you how the community actually has even interaction with other people. So I can log into my Facebook account if I really wanted to, I don't, and then have friends come visit, or you can go visit them, or some such thing like that. In order to gain money and experience, you actually have to go out to the community and accomplish things as a Sim. That being tapping on a house to actually collect the household quote income. For each additional house that you include or add to the community, you get more money. For every action that you get more money, you get experience, and whenever you click on a job building, such as the firehouse or the art studio, you get both money and experience. But unlike other Sims games, this one actually puts it into a collective pool. The same amount of cash is used across all of the Sims in the community. Same amount of experience updates your actual level as a player. Higher levels unlock different items in the store for building, or for purchase, or this, that, and the other, as well as other events. You may have a new boat available to you to go to some fancy vacation island, or something to that effect. I didn't get that far into it, but that was just me. The gameplay is not terrible. When you go to move a new Sim in, you actually end up being able to create all their genetics. To an extent, if you hit randomize, it'll kind of bring up some pre-configured type of options. It'll just kind of grab them at random. But you kind of are a little bit limited in what you can do. For instance, and we'll kind of get a little more into this, I guess this will come in a little bit later, you can only do one item, one actual action at a time. So say your Sim really has to use the restroom. Well, guess what? That's the only thing they're going to be doing for the entire time, and until they complete it, you won't get the experience. Sit them down in front of the TV for a minute and a half to watch television for whatever gain. You won't get credit if you cancel it early because they have to go to work. You cancel it, you don't get the experience, they go to work. They'll gain money and experience there, but you lose out on the experience. Additionally, when they're performing an action, such as reading a book or watching television, then, surprise, surprise, they're going to actually not be able to interact with anything else in the world. So as long as you have that Sim selected, you can't say, click on the bookshelf while they're watching television, or they're cooking dinner. You can't select the chair for them to go sit down. So the engine on the back end of this thing is actually pretty limited in the number of tasks you can accomplish at once, i.e. one. When you're using the desktop version, obviously, or maybe even the console version, I'm not really sure, you have the ability to actually select different tasks, several tasks, and stack them up, so that when you were done with one task, you would move on to the next, and then move on to the next. So you can actually stack the deck pretty nicely. But that's not really the case here, and I don't know if that's really needed given it's a mobile game. So this kind of gives you the ability or the freedom to pop in and out. You set them onto a task, and if you don't care what they do after that, you just kind of let them go. They'll finish the task while you're gone, and then you'll move on your merry little way when you hop back in the game again. So it's almost a means of freeing the player that's wanting to hop in and out, but almost kind of limiting the player that wants to stay on and play more, unless they have more Sims to jump across. It's not bad, it's a different way of gameplay. A little different than what I'm actually used to. So it took a little bit of getting used to of, hey, guess what? You're in this dialogue, you can't really do much with it until you're done with the action you're trying to accomplish. On the whole, the controls are fairly simple. Obviously, no different than using most other apps or even looking at a photo. You know, zoom in and out is about the same. It behaves pretty pretty smoothly for the most part. Panning is pretty easy. Biggest complaint that I have here, though, is that if you're in a dialog box where, say, you're looking at a bunch of objects or items, and you go to click outside of that box without using the little back arrow that they've provided in the top left-hand corner of any of their dialog panes, you're not going to do anything. You're going to sit there until you hit that correct button. So it's button-driven more than anything else, which isn't terrible, but by habit, I tend to click out of objects more times than not. So you could be in a main screen, and if it fills the entire screen of your phone, it's going to be in the upper left-hand corner of your phone, and you may not be within the view of what you're looking or your focal point. When it comes to some of the finer tune skills, as far as like really getting down into finer tweaking of the view, it can be a little bit laggy or a little bit buggy, or it can actually kind of freak out and zoom you all the way in, or pull you all the way back out. Again, nothing terrible, and nothing that's not able to be overcome. So, likes and dislikes. I like the amount of gameplay that the game seems to give you. I know that it's a very large game because it requires you to do an additional Wi-Fi download after you've actually installed the app, so to speak. I like that it seems like there's a lot more content that they tend to add into it. EA is always kind of been known, along with other major game publishing houses, always been known to kind of keep adding content as they go. Don't have it in front of me, but the last time this one was updated, I think they added quite a bit of features and new items and things of that sort. Dislikes, not a big fan of being limited to button controls in some cases. I don't like the engine that drives the gameplay is a little bit on the downside for only one task at a time can be queued. Those are just my personal preferences, though. It's not something that would necessarily break my desire to play the game. However, I already have enough games that I play that I don't foresee this one being one that really fits into the mix of, just hop in on a daily basis to play it. There's other games that I'd prefer to play. This isn't a bad one. This just isn't the one that's going to keep my interest for very long, because sometimes tasks take too long. You send a sim off to work, you gotta wait. And I don't really care for, sounds really maybe contradictory considering some of the other games I play, but I don't really like games that make you wait too long to get some things accomplished. I like there to be a steady cadence in terms of moving forward progress. So, not a make or break for me, maybe it is for you, but maybe it's something you guys want to check out. So that's going to pretty much wrap up my review. Whether you like it or whether you hate it, that's entirely up to you guys. I'm going to leave this one up to you. I put it kind of in that neutral category. I had at one point way back when I installed this game, I played it for probably about a month or so off and on, and then kind of gave up on it. I mean, just not me. It's not necessarily my whole thing, so I won't necessarily continue to play it. I might keep it on my phone just in case I feel like popping in to see if anything's changed or if there's been any new updates. But we'll see. So, really appreciate you guys coming by. Leave a like if you like it. If you have any questions for myself or the game, feel free to leave them below. If you want to subscribe so you can kind of keep an idea or an eye out for the cadence that I put videos out, I would really appreciate it. Other than that, really hope everybody's doing great. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Bye.